What the heck? College campus. What's a college campus? You're like half naked. What's going on? That's a real question.
How do I explain to a caveman that the modern bikini was created to cause destruction and sexualize women? See, the modern bikini as we know it was created in 1946 by Jewish engineer Louis Reard. And at first, no one would wear the bikini because it exposed the navel. So out of desperation, Louis hired 19-year-old stripper Micheline Bernardini to market his product. And this decision caused a massive global uproar. But it took another complete decade for the public to take up this look, finally becoming popular during the second wave of feminism in the 1960s, being adopted by surfers and the youth, as well as being pushed in mainstream culture like movies and music. This is a perfect example of how new standards are created in the culture. Marketing and propaganda can literally change the entire landscape of the world as we know it.
Shalom. All praises and glory and honor belongs to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles, to the elders, to the bishops of Great Millstone who've taught me the truth of the Bible. Peace and blessings to you brothers that do this work through the four corners of the earth. My name is Kazak, here in Toronto, Canada. Shabbat Shalom. So let's come across this video, right? And you know, it's just something I want to speak on because I've seen too much of this bad behavior that's now become normal. Like heck, at one point I didn't mind looking at it. All right. But now that I know it's not of the Heavenly Father and it's just basically contrary to the Heavenly Father's spirit, because the Heavenly Father has a certain way a woman should carry herself, right? And modest and chaste are just two ways of describing how the Heavenly Father has envisioned, especially our woman, the Israelite woman, to be adorned. Okay, but now because we're being ruled over in Esau's kingdom, right? It's very satanic. So that's satanic, which means adverse to, right? Is being pushed, that adverse spirit of the Bible. So we're watchmen, man, and we're set up to make videos, to speak out loudly against what will not be tolerated in the kingdom to come. Okay, so it's accepted here widely, right? A lot of women leave, the West, where, they're more shamefaced. They're more, I wouldn't say Bible trained because a lot of those people are Islamic, but, there's certain things that they do that's in accord with the Spirit of the Lord, like covering yourself up. Okay? And this is not the way to be, man, as a woman.
Yeah, I was going to ask, why don't you guys have any clothes on?
As a young woman. That's basically naked. That's very inviting. And you can blame the mothers, okay? And a lot of these homes are missing a father, because them, best believe if that was my daughter, she we'd have something to talk about. All right. So you women, men, you aged women, you have a duty to do, and the duty is to make sure your daughter exemplifies, right? You exemplify for your daughter how to carry yourself as a young woman. All right. So that's one of the reasons why the Heavenly Father is angry with this place. All right. My first precept, right? It's got a few of them. Right. So hit it real quick. It is the book of Titus 2, start at 3 and read into 5. And it reads, and this is the role you should be playing, you Israelite women who claim to believe in the truth, who claim that, you love Yahweh Shem Shai. This should be first and foremost. One of the first and foremost things, right? The first and foremost things is to know the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahweh, and his son Yahweh Shai, because those are the two names you can be saved by, and you have to know them, and they got to know you. Okay? So Titus 2, 3 to 5 reads, the aged woman likewise that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things. Okay, so just recently, a couple of days ago, there's a shooting, man. Two people lost their lives at a salsa event. And you know what? It was mostly women, scantily clad, right? Because they're what? They're there trying to show off their bodies, their curves, right? Show how much merengue and salsa, bachata, they know the moves and all that stuff. But two people lost their lives, and I think 5 or 6 were wounded. So even in that sense, right? You're there out trying to have a so-called good time, and not taking regards that could be your life, right? Because death, and the most I will judge you there, man, right? Because this man is on a school campus. This is a school where it should be a place of higher learning, and look at them. Two, I don't want to say it because Esau, Edom, he likes this kind of stuff, so he'll strike your video for speaking the truth. But your mind will tell you, what were they thinking? What were you thinking going to school looking like that, walking around a campus like that, knowing these young boys, my testosterone levels like higher than the roof. Okay? Verse 4, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children. Now, those two right there, when you see them, you don't think, I want to marry her, okay, in the sense of how Esau defines marriage, because we know marriage is basically coming together and having sex, like coming together. So yes, in a spiritual sense, you want to marry them, but in how Esau defines marriage, where you do a ritualistic thing that's basically benefits him on a monetary way, which is why he pushes it. Okay, and it's no benefit to the man. It's all about Esau and the woman, man. All right. So you're not thinking about like you want to keep this girl as a mother figure. It's gonna be hard. I wouldn't advise it. Verse 5, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husband, that the word of Yahweh Bashim Yeshai be not blasphemed. So you see, chaste, discreet, okay, those girls don't look chaste nor discreet. Keepers at home, okay, and you should know right now, have enough sense in your head and be thinking logical to know that there's no jobs in whatever it is you're mastering or you're going to school for in so-called university. Those days are over. Okay, so everything that needs to be learned right now can be learned on the computer. All right, and the Most High gave you directives that you should be a housekeeper. The word woman means what? Servant. Eve was made to be what? A help to Adam. So that you older women should be teaching your daughters how to be a good wife to your husband, not some stray, walking around, talking about it's hot. Maybe it's hot. Stay ass at home. You know what I mean? And mind your business. So that's the job of you aged women, to make sure your daughters don't look like that when they're outside, walking around, half naked. Okay? So it ain't right, man. And that's why the Most High has a problem, okay? Has a problem with you women. And you're gonna learn. Okay? Didn't the Bible say about women being ravaged? This is what causes our set a tempo of a loose and unrighteous society. The woman, you can tell the quality of a society by the way the women look. All right, by look at their face, all proud, laughing. This one, holding I don't know what is she holding in her hand, like a bag or something. Right, the one that looks like she's like maybe so-called mixed. Okay, she's not happy with what he's saying because she wants to be free, liberated. But okay, the Most High got something for you guys, man. All right. This is the book of Isaiah 3 and verse 16. Moreover, Yahweh says, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, that's like a strong sexual desire, man. The word wanton means a strong sexual desire. You ever seen this Israelite woman when they go out, man? You know, pants, like it's painted on, right? And they even got a thing where you can buy a vagina shaped part and put it down your pants to make you look more enticing. It's not their actual real thing you're looking at. It's something that they add to their getup, man. All right, because they know how Israelite man thinks, you know, and how they behave when they see that. Okay, when they see that feminine fat. Okay, so walking and menacing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Okay, so the Lord is gonna, you know, fix you guys up. Okay, the Lord is gonna fix you guys up, man. All right, and that's why Esau, Edom, has removed the father from most of these houses, man. Right, we're starting with the Israelite woman, but you know, that's who we're talking to really, because I don't really see that problem in, say, like a Islamic family. The father is usually there. In other nationalities, all right, it's mostly in our community, right, so-called community, our household. There's no father there, and that's done by intentions. Okay, that's done by intention, man. So let me close that real quick. Let me go to the book of Sirach 42. I'll start at 9, read down to about 11. All right, book of Sirach 49 and Sirach 42. Book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 42 and 9. The fathers waketh for the daughter, when no man knoweth, and he care for her, and the care for her taketh away sleep. Yeah, man. So if you get a good father in the home, a father that know righteousness and know what's good for his family, like any righteous father in the right mind is gonna agree with his daughter looking like that in public. All right. Man, in the truth, even though we have limited power over our household because of Esau, Edom, right? We're not gonna agree with this. You know what I mean? Put your clothes on, right? You shouldn't be walking around in the house like that. You should be dressed, right? And having an husband. So let's start from the top. The father waketh for the daughter, which when no man knoweth, and the care for her taketh away sleep, when she is young, lest she pass away the flower of her age, right? So the flower of age just means her virginity, man. Okay, you don't want to have no HOE as your daughter. And being married, lest she should be hated. Hated by who? Hey, if my daughter was like this, I don't think I'd feel, straight up, man, I wouldn't like her. I wouldn't like her. Verse 10. In her virginity, lest she should be defiled and gotten with child in her father's house, not in my house. Where was she? Where was she? Got copulated. All right, into. All right, she can take that, and find what it did to her, man, and go populate somewhere else. Not in my house, man. And having a husband, right? Lest she and she be able to find a man, in this truth. You women, man. Isaiah 4:1 is coming. All right. So you're trying to find a man who's, good looking and handsome. You better find a man that knows Yahweh Shem Yashai, so you can have some covering, right? And having a husband, lest she should misbehave herself, and when she is married, lest she should be barren. All right. So here is where the Lord is telling you, giving you a warning. and how to be towards your daughter. It says what? Keep a sure watch over your shameless daughter, lest she make thee a laughingstock to thine enemies, and byword in the city, and a reproach among the people, and make thee ashamed before the multitude. So you hear that? This ain't righteous behavior, man. Like this is just wrong. It's off. Okay? And we as prophets and seers and teachers, we're gonna speak against this because what? It's against Yahweh Bashim Yashai's spirit, man. This is the spirit of the devil. Okay? This is the spirit of like anti-Hamashiach. Okay? So I just want to speak on that and hope this was somewhat edifying, and it should be to whom it may concern. Until the next one, all praises and glory and honor belongs to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops of Great Millstone, who have taught me the truth. Peace and blessing to you true believers of this doctrine. My name is Kazak, here in Toronto, Canada, saying again, Shabbat Shalom.